You don't enter rooms to be seen, you enter rooms to be felt. I want you to imagine this before I teach you anything. Because this is where everything begins. This is the moment most women miss. The moment that changes how men respond to you forever. You walk into a room and nothing obvious happens. No spotlight, no announcement, no dramatic music. And yet something shifts. Conversations soften. Shoulders straighten. Eyes lift. Energy bends in your direction like gravity has quietly changed its mind. And you feel it before anyone says a word. Because commanding attention is not about noise. It's about presence. And presence is something I learned the hard way. After years of trying to impress instead of embody. After years of thinking beauty was enough. Personality was enough. Intelligence was enough. Until I realized the truth, no one teaches us that men don't respond to effort. They respond to energy. And the room doesn't belong to the loudest woman. It belongs to the calmest one who knows exactly who she is. Because when you know, deeply know, that you don't need approval, you stop scanning faces. You stop shrinking your posture. You stop adjusting yourself to be digestible. And that's when the psychological trigger activates. The one philosophers hinted at centuries ago when they said power is quiet. When Nietzsche talked about the will that doesn't announce itself. When Jung explained that what we don't chase begins to orbit us. And here's what most women don't realize: you are always teaching people how to treat you in the first 10 seconds of your presence. Not with words, but with how you enter, how you breathe, how you place your body in space, how unbothered you are by whether you are chosen. Because the fastest way to command attention is to behave like you already have it. And I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about grounded certainty. The kind that makes men lean forward unconsciously. Because their nervous system recognizes leadership before their ego does. And I've watched this happen in boardrooms, at private dinners, at weddings, at hotel bars in Paris and rooftop lounges in New York, where the most magnetic woman wasn't the one in the tightest dress or the one laughing the loudest. It was the woman who walked in slowly, shoulders relaxed, chin neutral, eyes observant but not hungry, moving like she had time. Like she was not there to take anything. Because here's the secret: men feel ownership when you want something from them. But they feel curiosity when you want nothing. And curiosity is addictive. So the first thing I want you to understand, really understand, is that commanding attention is an internal decision made long before you open the door. It's the moment you tell yourself, I belong here without permission. And if you don't feel that yet, don't panic. Because confidence is not a personality trait. It's a practice. And tonight I'm giving you the blueprint. The exact psychological shift that takes you from invisible to unforgettable. And once you see it, you'll never walk into a room the same way again. Now let me take you deeper. Because this is where it becomes dangerous in the best way. This is where men start feeling something they can't quite explain. And it begins with something so subtle most women overlook. You hold yourself when no one is watching you yet. Because before a man notices your face, he notices your containment, your emotional boundaries, your sense of self-control. And self-control is one of the most underrated seduction signals there is. It's why a woman who speaks less, but listens fully feels more powerful than one who overshares. It's why a woman who pauses before responding feels more commanding than one who rushes to fill silence. Because silence creates psychological space, and space creates intrigue, and intrigue makes people project value onto you. And here's where philosophy meets attraction. Socrates said the most powerful knowledge is knowing what you don't need to say. And when you walk into a room, you are either leaking energy or conserving it. And men are biologically wired to respond to women who conserve energy. Because it signals selectiveness, discernment, high value. And no, this is not about playing games. This is about alignment. Because when you are aligned with yourself, you stop performing. And performance repels. But presence seduces. So when you enter, don't scan the room looking for validation. Let the room scan you. Don't rush to greet. Let greetings come to you. Don't immediately smile at everyone. Let your face soften naturally. Because forced warmth reads as need. And need kills authority. And authority is what makes men want to impress you, not the other way around. And I've seen men who were indifferent suddenly straighten their jackets, lower their voices, and mirror body language. Because mirroring is a subconscious sign of attraction and respect. And it only happens when your nervous system is regulated, calm, self-possessed. So if you want a practical anchor, here it is before you walk in. Take one slow breath and drop your shoulders. That single movement tells your body you are safe. And when your body feels safe, it sends out signals of dominance without aggression. And dominance without aggression is irresistible. It's why queens never rush. It's why powerful women don't explain themselves. It's why when you take up space unapologetically, men feel compelled to earn your attention. Not because you demand it, but because you don't chase it. And this is where relationship psychology comes in. Because men fall in love through pursuit, not persuasion. And when you command a room, you activate their instinct to move toward you, to impress you, to be chosen by you. And suddenly the dynamic flips, without a single manipulative trick, just by you standing fully inside yourself. And if you're feeling this shift already, if something in your chest is opening, good, that's your power waking up. And if this is resonating, I want you to stay with me. Subscribe, turn on notifications, because this is the work we do here. Not surface-level dating advice, but identity-level transformation that changes how people respond to you everywhere you go. And now, I want to leave you with the integration. The part that makes this permanent. Because commanding attention isn't a moment. It's a lifestyle. It's how you move through the world when you stop trying to be liked and start being respected by your own standards first. Because here's the final truth I wish someone had told me sooner: men don't fall for women who want to be admired. They fall for women who admire themselves quietly, consistently, without needing applause. And when you walk into a room with that energy, you don't compete, you don't compare, you don't shrink or overextend. You observe, you choose, you allow. And that's when something profound happens. The room begins to orient around you. Conversations slow when you speak. Eyes return to you after distractions. Not because you demanded attention, but because you became a reference point. And psychologically, humans are drawn to reference points, to anchors, to people who seem certain in uncertain environments. And in a world full of noise, the woman who is calm becomes magnetic. So the next time you enter any spacey party, a meeting, a date, a family gathering, I want you to remember this. Your power is not in your beauty, your wit, or your achievements alone. It's in your self-trust, your restraint, your willingness to be misunderstood by those who don't deserve access to you. Because when you stop auditioning, you start leading. And leaders don't chase attention. Attention follows them. And if this message landed for you, if you felt seen, awakened, strengthened, I want you to comment, I needed this. Not for me, but as a promise to yourself. A declaration that you are done entering rooms asking permission to exist. Because from this moment on, you don't just walk into rooms, you claim them. Effortlessly, silently, unmistakably. And once you do, there is no going back. And remember this, the moment you step into a room fully owning your energy, fully anchored in your self-worth, something shifts not just around you, but inside you. Every man, every woman, every subtle glance and whisper becomes secondary to the force you radiate, the unapologetic certainty that you exist on your own terms, that you are not negotiable, not available for compromise, and not here to be understood by everyone. This is the power that creates desire without effort, respect without intimidation, and influence without manipulation. So walk taller, breathe slower, move deliberately, smile selectively, and speak with intention when you choose to. Because every subtle action becomes a signal of your authority. The rooms you enter will recognize your energy before words are exchanged. And you will feel its magnetic pull, the quiet reverence, the invisible orbit forming around your presence. Own it, celebrate it, and know that this is just the beginning of a life where you stop asking to be seen and start demanding, silently, that your energy is felt, remembered, and impossible to ignore. From today onward, your entrances are your statements. Your gaze is your signature. And every space you step into becomes a stage for the woman you've already become.